back and wait a little bit longer, but we're going to go ahead and start because I'm too excited. So again, hello, hello. I am Anika S. Jones. I am the community curator. I'm the lead consultant, executive director of Holistic Fluency Consulting, LLC. Again, I see some more people joining. If y'all see me kind of with my head on swivel, right, as I have a couple different devices set up as I'm streaming on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Hey, Demetra, how are you? So as a community curator, I want to be clear that we support educators, individuals, and organizations in defining, developing, and demonstrating community. We do this at various levels, but the key is that we're intentional, right? Which happens to be my word for 2022 and our approach as we work from a restorative mindset. And let me stop and say this. Did any of y'all miss the live from last week? Right. If you did, I mean, you can catch it on the replay, right? That's fine. But it was a very cool and very informative experience. We were live from Tampa. Yes, the sun. Yes, the surf. Yes, the sand. We were there. It was awesome. And very notably, we actually had Zanita Turner of Manifested Solutions. So she dropped in and dropped some gems. We both dropped some gems for you all about personality profiles and making connections that way. So if you missed it, make sure you go back and check it out, right? Don't forget to do a hashtag replay in the comments so we know you checked it out. So a couple other things, just recapping a bit. So last week we did start talking some about how personality profiles connect to your maneuvering in life and your making connections. So before that, we did one of my absolute favorites, especially to talk to young people, multiple intelligences. And we started off the month of February with love languages. Yes, right. But you need to check out because it wasn't just because it was February, right? And Valentine's Day. So you really need to check out why we chose that video. So a couple other things, if you're familiar with any of those resources that I said, if you're familiar with multiple intelligences, any of the personality profiles, love languages, please do drop us one of two things. You can drop us a brain, right, in the comments, right, because we're on our big brain behavior, like my young people say, or a book emoji if you just want to switch it up a little bit. So either your brain or your book emoji if you're familiar with either of those. So after today, we're actually going to take a break from the formal lives for a little bit, but look out for some more dialogue and conversation starters via lives coming very soon. So this month seemed to go by way too quickly. It's been a lot of fun interacting and sharing. And again, if you catch this on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag for replay to let us know you watched because we really appreciate it. Some exciting announcements for Holistic Fluency. Please do mark your calendars, your digital planners, grab your phone, right? Whatever you use to keep your time organized, to manage that time, because this Wednesday, March 2nd at 8 Central Standard Time, CST, we'll be getting interviewed by my coach, Dr. Chanel Dubose, the founder of Educators Moving On. It will stream on Facebook and IG, and it is live. So be ready to interact, ask your questions. It's just a fun time. It'll be a really good time. Also, some more information coming soon. Holistic Fluency was selected to be a presenter at the 2022 Simply Coaching Summit that takes place this summer. So make sure you are following us on all of our platforms. You're signed up for the email list so you can stay in the loop on all these things. And also, I'm gonna lead in and tell y'all this. On Wednesday with Dr. D, with that particular live, we have a big announcement coming up. We've been talking about this project we've been working on that has to do with youth, right? Specifically dedicated to the youth. Y'all, it's coming up. We're gonna have a big reveal about it on Wednesday. Okay. All right, whew. Let me calm myself back down, y'all. I'm so excited, ready to get into it. Here we go. So career exploration. So let me kind of start off by telling you where this came from. So I would hear some, maybe some more old school people perhaps talk about aptitude exams. So they would, I don't recall taking one myself, but I was very aware of them. But I understood that there was maybe the only instrument that a lot of people were used, well, a lot of people used when they were assigning particular career paths, job assignments, and things to people while they were younger, right? Like usually high school time frame. Now, many people that had to take one that I've ended up speaking with, it was some type of career counselor maybe that they had to meet with, but all of the accounts seemed to be rather outrageous, almost outrageous, but they were really true. They were factual. So they talked about some inconsistencies in the data. They talked about some bad and undesirable assignments, some racial biases, all types of things that we didn't want a part of, right? So y'all are probably like, really? So why are you talking about career exploration then? If all this drama was associated with it? Well, glad you asked, right? One thing that this actually came about is because it was working with young people, trying to get them to outline and maybe focus on some pathways that they were interested in. And very sadly, many of them, when I was like, okay, so, what are you good at? What do you like to do? What are you interested in? It was a jolting, but realization that they were like, well, I don't know. Or they simply maybe would write or type IDK. So y'all know us, we're solutions oriented. So we started giving them resources, making sure they had some ways to build their self-awareness and learn more about themselves. So enter love languages, multiple intelligences, Myers-Briggs, and some other personality profile types. So after we had done all of those things, interacted with it, discussed it, did some more research, we were able to build out some reports, reflect, then we could dive into the career explorations. So again, that was the reason we chose that particular flow, that particular order for our even our lives at this time. Yes, 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 very good. The earlier the better, especially because it builds their awareness. Two specific paths of awareness too that we're going to talk about in a minute. So with all of that excitement and build up, we came to a halt again, right, in that particular teen leadership course. So we sought to meet all the needs of the young people. We knew they needed exposure for different options, especially newer and developing careers. Because what it was, the students were kind of saying some of the same career choices. Some of them were very old school, but you could tell maybe it was ones that they remember from when they were in elementary school or younger. But the market, right, has so many new career paths and career options. So it became clear that our young people just weren't aware of all those options yet. So what we did is we called upon the network, right, various professionals, the majority of whom were from my Howard University network. And man, did my bison show up, right? Y'all know I believe in the village and the power of the village. And so it's proven true time and time again. So we began informational sessions where the professionals shared about their job, their journey to it, and students engaged them in reflective but authentic questions, right? About biggest regrets sometimes. What would you go back and do differently? How did your family feel about? So all types of very, pertinent questions for them. Along the way, we were very pleased because aside from that career path, that career exploration, detail and information, the students also got to practice communication basics. They started to learn more about body language, real listening, responding, verbal and written, right? All these things. Yeah, and so this was also growing their technology base because they were understanding the role of technology, actually not just, as entertainment, but for information and also a different type of role, a shift in the role in their life. And this was way before COVID, I must say, right? So aside from those tech and communication leaps, some major discoveries were happening. And these were the two main things I'm thinking about. A lot of times we spend a lot of emphasis on what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And maybe we're giving them some tools to figure that out. But equally as important is for young people to understand, what they don't want to do, what they are not feeling, right? So they're able to do it in a supported and safe space and for free 99, right? We know some of us didn't figure that out until maybe we had already started working on a certification. We were maybe in college paying for it. So in a supported space and for free, right? So how much less is the pressure at that point to really just dig in and figure out what you do and do not want to do. It's been truly invaluable for the young people. So when you start out with your young people with their career possibilities and opportunities, truly start with exposure. Start with exposure. And there are so many platforms that are happening to do this. The paths that Generation Z and Alpha Generation are going to take. Yeah, these pathways are changing every day. Most of the jobs and careers that we're trying to prepare them for, they don't exist and definitely didn't exist 5 years ago. And one of my most favorite examples of this, right? And I hope everyone is really, because I love to see when I share this with the young people and their faces just absolutely light up and shift, like, right? They didn't know this was a thing. Obviously, they're not thinking quite like that yet, but that's why we're here to help them. Okay. So one of my most favorite examples, is a drone pilot, right? That job, that career didn't exist 5 years ago, but it's sought after in many different sectors right now. Food delivery, medical, transportation, and military. And that's just to name a few, right? Really quickly. However, guess what student profile I say has proven to be the desired skill set in this in-demand and lucrative job? Our gamers, y'all, those kids that's all they want to do. They're focusing that right there. Their dexterity is on point, right? Their hand-eye coordination is great. The gamers have a very unique, very targeted skill set that is in demand for drone pilots. But again, we have to make sure that as we're exposing them, right, that we're really opening it up, because there's so many new career paths, again, that didn't exist 5 years ago, but the kids are really on track and developing some skills that are right in alignment with those. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. Let's continue to pour into our young people and rebuild this concept of community, because it takes a village. Again, information on career connections and career clusters, including some of our tie-ins from our multiple intelligences, personality types, and some indications from love languages. All those resources and tips will be linked, right, once the live finishes loading. And don't forget to follow us on all platforms and sign up to receive, y'all, these valuable resources and tips. One of those resources is from Latitude Work-Based Learning Solutions, right, with Carmen Gaines, because they regularly share information on these career explorations and topics. So later this week, we'll have some fun features and posts, so be ready to engage. Thank y'all for joining. Again, I'm sad this is the last one for a little while, but no worries. We'll be back. We'll catch you online again soon. Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for watching.